Hey, gang, and welcome to another exciting episode of Biology Online. Today, we're going to go through our virtual phylogenetic tree lab quiz, and I'm going to kind of show you the ropes of the course and show you how to do it and what you need to do to be able to score a perfect score on this lab quiz. So, as you can see, we've already logged into Canvas. We've gone to this section on taxonomy and phylogenetics. At the bottom of the quizzes, there is our virtual phylogenetic tree lab quiz. Go ahead and let's click on that. Mine's going to look a little bit different than yours simply because I am the teacher, but let me go ahead and go into preview mode. So this is what you'll see when you click on the quiz. At the bottom there says that there is a link to the Nova Evolution Lab. There are instructions written into the lab, but just to be clear, let's go ahead and click on this. Once you get here, it says Evolution Lab, and it says Play Game. We're going to click on Play Game. It's going to ask you if you want to sign in. I highly suggest either signing in with Facebook or with Google or some other method you can. You can go as a guest, but just keep in mind, it will not save your progress. And since this is a lab, it does take a lot of time to do. If you have to stop halfway through and you haven't signed in, or you've signed in as a guest pass, it won't save your progress and you'll have to start over. Next time you come back to it from square one, and it can take a lot of time. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in as guest pass just since I'm getting you guys started. Once you click on this, you'll see that you have 6 different missions here on the side, and here's a phylogenetic tree representation. The first thing you do is you're going to start by hitting play under mission 1, training trees. It's going to open up the first set of missions, and instantly a video will play. I'm going to go ahead and pause it. You can watch this video, training trees, and it actually explains about phylogenetic trees, and it explains how to do the lab, which is the same thing I'm going to do for you. Once you've watched that, you can go to the first part of mission 1, hit play, and it explains exactly what's going to happen. So here we have 2 organisms. We're going to drag these up to our phylogenetic tree. Of course, you can hear the noises that it makes. And then over on the side, we're going to have a group of characteristics. So this says cells with nuclei, and our 2 species we have on our phylogenetic tree are geckos and palm trees. Which of these, or both, which one is cells with nuclei going to belong to? Well, if you have a cell with a nuclei, that means you're eukaryotic. Geckos and palm trees are both eukaryotes, so let's put it down the bottom and let's see. Hey, success. Now that we've solved the puzzle, we can progress on to the next part of the tutorial. Click on the magnifying glass. Let's go to, doesn't matter which one, just click on it, and it'll open up this window that you can explore each of the species that you're going to be dealing with. You can find out good information about them, a little bit of other good information. They can all be used to help answer some of the questions. So we've been given another species. We're going to drag it up here, but where do you think it's going to go? So this is a mushroom. Is it going to be closely related to plants or to animals? Well, let's try plants. So is it going to go up here or down here? Let's just try up here and let's see what happens. Cells with nuclei. Okay, cool. They've all gotten filled in. You can see that we have one more trait now that we're going to fill in. Photosynthetic autotrophs and heterotrophic. Photosynthetic autotrophs just means they do photosynthesis. And heterotrophs mean they eat whatever something else other than making it themselves. They eat other things. So photosynthetic, we know palm trees are. Maybe mushrooms are too. Let's put that down here. Let's put the heterotrophs over on this side by animals, and let's see. Hey, look. All these got filled in except we saw that one little bead fall out of the mushrooms. That means they're not photosynthetic autotrophs. They don't do photosynthesis. If they don't do photosynthesis, they must be heterotrophic because they got to eat. Let's put it over here and let's see now if this does it. Hey, they all got filled in, and that's awesome. That's what we were looking for. So we've built a phylogenetic tree. According to this phylogenetic tree, is an animal or plant more closely related to a fungus? Here's plants, here's animals, here's the fungus. Follow the tree back. The closest branch are animals. So we're going to mark animals and hit submit. Nice job. And it gives you an explanation as to why you are correct. Now here's the key for taking for being able to get credit for this and taking the quiz. I have literally turned this question into the question on the quiz. You got your phone, take a picture of this question and answer. You're going to see this in just a little bit when you actually go in to fill in the answers on the actual quiz. There are 18 phylogenetic trees that you're going to build in this lab. At the end of each one, once you get them completed correctly, you'll answer the question. Those are the questions that will be on the quiz. So it's important to make sure that you go in and you write those answers down, and that way you can get credit for actually having done this lab. So let's continue on. Let's go on to the next one. Let's see. We're going to be familiar faces on number 2. So let's drag dog, stick insect, there we go, king snake, goldfish. Just dragging them up there. I didn't put them in any really big order, just they're all up there. And our traits are ammonites, vertebrates, and bilateral symmetry. Well, if you don't know what an ammonite is, or vertebrates or bilateral symmetry, you can click on the magnifying glass, go through and read what the information is on all of the species that you have, and it'll help you understand what these words mean. But let's say bilateral symmetry. Well, everything up here has bilateral symmetry. You can cut them down the middle. They have equal halves. So let's see. Yep, good, got it. Let's see, vertebrates. Well, which ones of these are vertebrates? Do snakes have backbones? Do goldfish? Do dogs? Well, we know dogs do. Yeah, but it looks like we only got one trait left, but we got 2 spots on this king snake. Maybe snakes are vertebrates as well. So let's reorganize that, and let's see how it goes now. Hey, dogs, king snakes, they're vertebrates. What about goldfish? Are they vertebrates? Let's see. Absolutely, they are vertebrates. Let's see what ammonite means. Ammonite actually means that you have amniotic eggs, or at least an amniotic fluid, that you're whenever you're going through your reproductive cycles. So ammonites, let's see. Where's some places left that we can put it? What about stick insects? No, it's already got one. The goldfish, well, they've already got their 2. But king snakes and dogs are both missing one. Let's put it here and let's see what happens. Hey, we filled them all in correctly. We've built a phylogenetic tree. The animals in this puzzle look very different from each other, but they have one thing that is in common. So what is the trait that they all share? They all have what? Bilateral symmetry. So let's mark that one. Submit. We got it. Take a picture of this. Once you go in to actually answer the quiz questions, that will be the answer to question number 2. And you do this so on and so forth all the way through, and you discover some information about the world around you, about phylogenetic trees, about their evolutionary history, about how scientists go through and do classification system. So all this is a great lab. I just can't express how much I'm thankful for NOVA for having this lab, and for how great of a lab it actually is. So I hope you have fun with it. I hope that whenever you go through that, it's not as much of a headache as it can be sometimes. Take your time with it, explore, learn, and enjoy. And if you have any questions, just email me, and I'll talk to you later.